Hi guys, welcome back to Simply Watching TV. If you are new to my channel, my name is Jade, and this is where we discuss our favorite TV shows and talk about the little things that we noticed in the show. Right now we are doing Girlfriends and Sex in the City. So on tonight's episode, we will be doing Girlfriends Season 1, Episode 10, Never a Bridesmaid? Always a bride? I always get it mixed up. I know that we did, I think, like episode 7, and I skipped a few episodes, but if you missed the announcement in, I think, last video, I did announce that I will not be doing every single episode, just because some episodes were fluff. Like, they just didn't have any like good things to really discuss and really get into and kind of ponder. So in that event, I won't be doing a review of that episode, and I'll just continue to get to like the good episodes so we can hurry up and discuss the good content. So without further ado, let's start talking about it. So this episode is Maya's wedding. Maya's already married to Darnell, but they want to renew their vows. And they kind of just want to do something intimate and special. And for whatever reason, she asked Joan, or Joan offered to plan her wedding. And quick note, I always thought, now I'm jumping like super ahead, I always thought that the wedding was always supposed to be at Maya's house and Joan was just playing it, but I think either Maya or Joan offered to have it at her house, which kind of, I mean, it makes sense. I think Joan has like had like a bunch of things later in the season. William will have his wedding at her house. We'll get to that. That's not really a spoiler. It's just a, I mean, it's a spoiler, but it's not a spoiler. So I think a lot of people have a lot of things at her house. It's pretty big. It's in Larchmont, so if you know Larchmont, you know. So I mean, it was a nice gesture, but again, like, I don't even understand who even thought it was a good idea to have Joan, Carol Clayton, plan this girl's wedding. So the opening scene starts with them discussing all the details and stuff like that, and you can just right off the bat tell like their differences and their like what they want in the wedding, or what they think is like really nice and stuff like that. It's just two completely different things. Clearly Joan is way more bougie. Like, she wants Vera Wang dresses, she wants a raspberry chocolate ganache, which sounds very good, actually. Raspberry chocolate ganache sounds really good. She wants, like, you know, just like kind of lavish stuff, but you can also tell that she's planning her wedding, you know what I mean, and not really kind of what Maya would want, which is, again, I don't understand why she ain't no wedding planner. She's an attorney. Like, why did we even do this? So in the opening scene, Maya, of course, isn't really too bothered. She's just like, oh, okay, she's really excited about planning this wedding. Cute. But, you know, I kind of have some things that I already have working and stuff like that. So, you know, just stop by my house and we'll go over it. Cool. A disaster. But, and really, which poses to my first question. So, would you guys have your friend plan your wedding? If they weren't a wedding planner, but, you know, they offered to have the wedding at their house, and they just took that invitation to just be the wedding planner as well. Like, do you think that's a good idea? My answer would probably be no. I don't think that it would be a good idea. First of all, I never like mixing like friends with business, or like, I rarely ever like to ask my friends to do anything of like service of that magnitude, just because somebody's gonna clash, something's gonna happen, a serious conversation is gonna need to be had, and I just rather would not. Like, let's just keep everything separate as much as possible if we could. Like, yes, you're gonna be my bridesmaid, but you're gonna be my bridesmaid and the venue is at your house. You don't also have to plan it and like be in every planning stage of it. So I think that's the first place they went wrong. She ain't had no business planning that wedding. She should have just put the dress on, been a bridesmaid, and just call it a day. But whatever, you know, Joan kind of has that thing where she's a little controlling and she kind of want everything her way. It doesn't help also that Joan is not married, has never been married, so she's never had a wedding. So she is definitely treating this like her wedding, and it's gonna come out later when she's talking to her friends, the other friends like Glenn and Tony and stuff like that, other people who can offer advice and kind of like just shine the light on the problem. So that's their dilemma. The opening, the main dilemma. Now we get into the smaller dilemma. Don't you miss when shows used to have different things like working simultaneously? I knew I was gonna mess up on that word. Simultaneously. Like I just loved when you had like the main problem, but then it was like this little problem that kind of wasn't a problem, but it was just silly. So we are exposed to that. Lynn and Tony are sitting in 847 and they're having lunch, dinner, whatever. And they see an interracial couple walk in. The man is black and the woman is white. And so Tony gets an instant attitude. And she's just like, questioning, like, why are they together? And this, and that. And of course, Lynn, being a product of an interracial relationship or hookup or whatever her parents were, she's like, I don't see a problem with it. And she even makes a line like, if black women didn't like white women, I wouldn't even be here. I feel like Lynn has said that line. I'm not even like exaggerating. I feel like she said that line in the show at least like 10 times. Like, Lynn, we get it. We get it, girl. We get it. But she said it like, I think it's like another time when it comes up. Maybe when her sister comes to visit or something like that. But she says it like multiple times. It's like, yeah, we know, girl. So they're kind of having this discourse about that. And, Lynn kind of like reminds her like, don't act like you never, dated outside your race. And she's like, well, I had to because X, Y, and Z, which poses my next question. Why do we keep talking about this? I wasn't gonna pose the question of is it right or is it wrong, because my answer is I just want everybody to do what they want to do. Like if people want to venture outside the culture, okay. Like if people don't want to venture outside the culture and only want to date within their culture, cute, love that. But it's like, let's just everybody do what they want to do, and don't feel like you're doing what you want to do because you had to. Like that's not really what you want to do, but like because other people, like she even makes Tony makes the comment like, oh well, I had to date outside my race because she took my man. It's like, girl, no, really, with a body like that, okay, no, that is not what happened. That is not what happened. But I just want everybody to, just do what they want to do. So that's their dilemma. So William walks in and they kind of ask him his question, but I don't even understand why we take anything that William says seriously. William is so unserious, it's not even funny. But he does say a statement that kind of reminds me of something else. So when they're asking William, like, have you ever dated outside your race or whatever, I don't think they asked him like that direct, but he was like, maybe you just meet her and she lives in the same apartment complex, or she's doing this or she's doing that. And they're like, William, not you too. And he's like, it's not even like black women are checking for me. And as soon as he said that, why did I think of Jordan Peele? Because didn't Jordan Peele say that same thing when like everybody found out his wife was white? And then he was like, no, wait a minute, I tried. And then as soon as he said black women were not checking for me, everybody in the comments was like, and nobody has ever uttered a peep about Jordan Peele and his wife. Like nothing. Jordan Peele said, no, I find black women so attractive. They do not find me attractive. Everybody said, which is kind of messed up because, wow, like don't all collectively just agree that I'm unattractive. But okay, so I just thought that was funny because it reminded me, and I'm not even gonna lie, there is like some caliber of men where I know the collective is just not gonna it takes a real like particular type of person to find a William attractive. He was a Republican as well, so then there's that. And that was back in the 2000s, so I don't know. He was an attorney, and he had a license plate that said what, I sue you. So he was like into the law. It's a wonder he found Monica. She's probably a Republican too, though. I'm not gonna lie, she gives me that. Anyway, we just went down a completely different thing. So that's their thing. And now we're back to the main dilemma. So they're at Maya's house and they kind of get deeper into the issue because now Maya is showing her the bridesmaids dresses. She's showing her the bridesmaids. They're talking about the desserts again. And it kind of poses another question for me. Why was Joan planning the wedding in the first place? Like, one of my questions was she too bossy? But then strike that. Why was she planning the wedding to begin with? Maya already had her bridesmaids dresses. Maya already had her bridesmaids. Maya already had her dessert. Maya already had her venue. Maya already had her song selection. What are we planning? This is not like a 300 guest wedding at a huge venue with 3 different outfit changes. This is a small intimate wedding that is happening in the house where the most, I think, like maybe 20 people are going to be there. Why do you need her to plan your wedding? She should have just put on that dress, been a bridesmaid, and shut up. Like, I don't even get it. This episode was kind of unnecessary because I don't understand, like, why was she planning the wedding? Maya had everything planned out, like, almost to a T. Like, the formation, Joan didn't do nothing. Joan didn't do nothing but get on everybody's nerves talking about Vera Wang. Ain't nobody wearing no Vera Wang dresses. Even the brides was like, I can't afford another dress. And she's like, I'll pay for everything. And it's just like, girl, like, don't nobody need, like, read the room. Okay, don't nobody need you coming in here trying to pay for people's bridesmaids just because what you call me broke. Like, don't do that. I think she was being too bossy for the role that she was given or she asked for that didn't even make sense, because it was kind of like she came in and she just like scrapped everything, or wanted to scrap everything and just kind of do it her way. And I could see how Maya felt like, okay, so what you're saying is what I like is not good enough for my own wedding, which again brings me back to, why was she planning this in the first place? Who cares? Like, she should have just been a bridesmaid and then, like, that was it. So of course they fall out over it. She like takes her out of the wedding, and you know, she uninvites her, and she's like, well, it's happening at my house. Maya's like, no, it don't have to happen at your house. It could be in my living room. Now I can see where Joan is coming from on certain things, because really we doing a wedding in the living room? Like, come on, we couldn't at least went down to like your church fellowship hall or something? We doing this in the living room. This is even at Joan's house, honestly, because I love Joan's house, but I ain't having my wedding in there. And then they don't even have a wedding outside. They be having it inside. They just move the couch and put a bunch of chairs right there. So my backdrop is your fireplace? No, absolutely not. No, I could see a little bit of where she was coming from, because when we fast forward to the actual wedding, it's just like, and then Maya doesn't even move any of the furniture. They're walking in the entrance. Let's just skip to the wedding, child. They walking in the wedding entrance, and the couch is still there. The rug is still there. The coffee table is still there. Everybody's just standing around like we had like a set. Like, this is a kickback or something. Like, this is a wedding, a vow renewal. We couldn't have taken this outside to the park. These are all opinions that were not asked of me, but I'm giving them, because there are some things that I'm like, Joan, you was tripping. But there are things I'm like, Maya, get it together. But I mean, they were able to reconcile and come together and talk it out and work it out. And Joan ended up being in the wedding. Now, granted, she crashed the wedding. Like, mid-wedding, she shows up in her dress trying to be in it. Like, you couldn't have called her. You knew what time this wedding was. Why you didn't call her beforehand, before you crashed the wedding making a scene? So she crashed the wedding making a scene. They had to start their formation all over again. And then she had live singing. I'm not going to be... Maya really had them bridesmaids walking down the aisle singing themselves, a cappella, no CD, no track, no no tape, no iPod, no no stereo, no cassette tape, nothing. They was just singing willy-nilly. Like, I think it was just a complete extreme, because there's one way, like, or there's one thing to have your wedding. There's a completely different thing to have your wedding in the living room with the couch and the coffee table still in sight, and your bridesmaids are live singing down the aisle. If it's special to you, it's spectacular to me, but Okay. All right. So, I mean, at least they were able to work everything out. But again, I think we should probably stick with the rule of thumb. Don't have your friends doing assigned tasks that they are not good at. If they're not a wedding planner, don't ask them to plan your wedding. If they especially if they ain't never been married before, because you know that automatically means they're planning their wedding and they're living vicariously through you. So don't do that. Rule of thumb. I don't care how good of a friendship you think you have with that person. Don't do it, because then you'll end up like them, and then maybe y'all won't reconcile. Maybe that person will still feel how they feel. You'll still feel how you feel, and y'all ain't never gonna be friends again. And it's no longer just never a bridesmaid. It's never a friend. Even though when she did do that little like side, when she broke the fourth wall and she had all them bridesmaids dresses, it reminded me of 27 Dresses. You know that if you guys have seen 27 Dresses, you know the part where she opens her closet and she has like all these dresses from when she was a bridesmaid and like all these people's wedding. It was funny. It was funny. But yeah, that's how it goes. Lynn and Tony never, again, that's what I'm saying. Why do we talk about that? Because it's never, what are you going to do about interracial relationships? Nothing. You're going to focus on being in your relationship and you're going to shut up. Nobody cares. William did end up going on a date with one of the bridesmaids, though. One of the black bridesmaids. So there's that. Their small mission succeeded. Yeah. This was fun. Thank you guys for joining me. We'll do the next episode. The next episode is when Joan is dating a married man, and we'll see how that goes. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Where episodes have nice content, we'll get into discussion. We'll pose questions and we'll answer those. I'll give you my answer on those questions, and then if you guys want to answer the questions that I pose in the video, then you can drop it in the comments. Drop it in the comments. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you later. Bye.